Cosmonauts. During the Cold War, Russia and the Allies weren't exactly best friends. For 50 years, both sides tried to hide their failures from each other, creating a climate where you couldn't be sure what was real and what was propaganda. So when a Czech agent leaked information about a failed Russian spaceflight in December of 1959, no one knew what to make of it. According to the story, Yuri Gagarin's successful 1961 trip into orbit was only the one in a long line of Soviet space attempts, and merely the first one that didn't end in the pilot's gruesome death. Worryingly, there may even be some evidence to this. In February of 1961, 2 months before Yuri's flight, a listening station in Italy apparently recorded 2 Russian voices broadcasting the words, "Everything is fine. We are orbiting the Earth from space." A few days later, it picked up another garbled transmission that sounded a whole lot like a scream of terror, followed by empty silence. 2 later recordings were also made, including one of 3 people sobbing in the words, "Conditions growing worse. Why don't you answer? We are going slower. The world will never know about us." So what were they? Clever fakes? Evidence that Russia abandoned irrecoverable cosmonauts to a horrifying fate? We may never know. Google is Skynet. Google controls hundreds of internet tools and properties we use every day. However, quite a few folks believe Google is actually Skynet, fictional artificial intelligence hell-bent on destroying humanity within the Terminator series. Google propelled the comparison after buying Boston Dynamics, an engineering company that had created robots for the Pentagon. Numerous sites, GQ, Business Week, and the Huffington Post, were quick to draw the comparison. The theories existed long before the Boston Dynamics purchase. The blog, Google is Skynet, has been around since 2006, speculating that Google will soon control us all. Some think that the CIA is a dark and deadly organization. Some think that they are the courageous defenders of freedom and democracy overseas, and others call them the biggest terrorist organization on the planet. One of the very many conspiracy theories that swirl around like fog is that they were responsible for AIDS. It has been suggested that it was created in CIA labs and that the government deliberately injected gay men with the virus during the 1978 hepatitis B experiments in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. That may seem far-fetched and without any sane motive, but of course it is a fact that the CIA engaged in illegal experiments where they administered LSD to unwitting Americans. So it's easy to see why people regard them with such suspicion. Incidentally, most members of the scientific community believe the virus jumped from monkeys to humans, but the conspiracy theorists are far from convinced. Could we really be living inside a computer-generated universe? The Matrix may be an outdated work of fiction, but its concept of an artificial reality still carries weight, even scientifically. According to a team of physicists at the University of Washington, the team announced that there is a potential test to see if we could be the creation of bored superintelligent beings who are playing us like The Sims. It sounds totally ridiculous, and of course causes science-minded people to bristle out terms like intelligent design, though this scenario our creators aren't exactly a neck-bearded dude in the sky. But some scientists and philosophers say that this could solve a few mysteries about the universe, like the fact that the exact conditions required to support life on Earth are so unlikely in the grand scheme of things. Small shifts in dark energy could easily have caused the universe to explode or implode a long time ago. The University of Washington team says that the megacomputers of the far future can greatly expand the size of a theoretical sim universe, and that if we are living inside such a program, it could be telltale evidence for the underlying lattice quantum chronodynamics technique used by the computers. It could show up as a limitation in the energy of cosmic rays. To quote, "We would have to suspect that post-humans running our simulation are themselves simulated beings, and their creators in turn may also be simulated beings," says British philosopher Nick Bostrom. Here may be room for large numbers of reality, and the number could be increasing over time. Esoteric Hitlerism. As with any internet discussion, it all eventually turns into a discussion of Nazism. Spearheaded by Miguel Serrano, esoteric Hitlerists believe the Aryan race is descended from an alien of species of the highest order, finding evidence in the story of Nephilim in the Bible. Serrano believes that an ancient alien civilization came to Earth to enlighten man. They bred with ancient Earthlings, and the Aryan race is the only race alive that maintains any of the purity in their blood of these lofty ancestors. Serrano thought that the alien gods were hiding with Adolf Hitler in an icy underground fortress, from which they will one day emerge with fleets of spacecrafts to usher in the Fourth Reich. Yikes. So if you are disappointed by a fictional portrayal of the secret alien interactions with humanity, you can always fall back on the real things that people believe. Sometimes, especially in the case of esoteric Hitlerism, not only is the truth stranger than fiction, some people's version of the truth is just too strange for fiction.